plugs, surefire from start to finish. With just 2 events remaining on the South African Rally Championship, and the championship far from being clinched, the rally crews moved to the Western Cape for the penultimate round, the NGK Swartland Rally. The Cape, in its green season, sees the wheat fields at their fullest, and Malmesbury, the gateway to the Swartland, hosts the start of the 1993 NGK Swartland Rally. Saturday the 18th of September sees Malmesbury waking to the sounds of high-performance racing engines as the crews book into the holding area to await the 8 a.m. start of this intense one-day event. While the locals take a closer look at the cars, we asked the championship leader, Serge Damso, about his chances on an event he has yet to win.
Leading the championship is quite nice, need some points, but nervous. I think is the first event I'm a bit nervous. I haven't had a very good record on this event. Since being a national, I think is once I finished 4th overall. So it hasn't been a very good record. So I hope this year maybe I can do something different.
Now the car's gone very well in the NGK mountain trial. I mean, it never missed a beat. You must be pretty happy with the vehicle itself.
Yes, we had our problems before the events and things like that, but we solved the problems, and I'm confident of the car. It's good at the moment.
Drawn first to lead on the road is Serge's teammate Enzo Kuhn, together with navigator Johan Seeling. Second off is Sarah van der Merwe, followed by Jan Habig, Hannes Grobler, and then 5th down the line, Serge Damso. Behind them, Leon Botha and Francois Jordan lead the 2-wheel drive entry. All the cars carry a get-well message for friend and fellow rally driver Frank Lindemann, who at this time awaits heart surgery in a Johannesburg hospital. As the official rally timepiece moves slowly towards the 8 a.m. start, Enzo and Johan browse over the first stage instructions. As the AA Motorsport flag is drawn from the windscreen of Enzo's Conquest, the 1993 NGK Swartland Rally becomes official and car number 1 is sent on its way. As Sarah van der Merwe pulls his Sasol Ford Laser into the starting blocks, we grab a quick word with the only other Class A driver who has a hope of winning the championship.
Sorrel 3rd in the championship at this stage. Points very valuable. What are your feelings about the NGK Swartland Rally?
Well, it's on Serge's home ground, so something needs to go wrong with him before anybody else can win. And really, he's all but clinched the championship. He needs 2 minor placings for the remaining 2 events to win it, so there's really nothing for us to lose.
Pessimistic under the circumstances, Sol remains the only driver capable of taking on Serge in a one-on-one battle. Individually, the cars take up their position as one by one they are released into the stages. Stage 1 proved to be the leveller, with no fewer than 7 cars failing to make it to the end. First into the stage is not necessarily first out, as Enzo Kuhn and Johan Seeling found out. A dislodged oil pump drive belt eventually bringing the Toyota to a premature stop deep in the stage. With his head down and his eyes on the instructions, Franz talks Sarel through some of the more tricky sections. The Ford's front spoiler showing early signs of damage from farm roads. The Sasol Ford Laser clocks in a time of 16 minutes and 11 seconds over the 27-kilometre stage. Waiting for the green light at the start is the Golf Synchro of Jan Habig and Martin Botha.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
We join the crew via our car cam as Habig throttles the 4-wheel drive Golf into stage 1. Road conditions vary from smooth farm roads to sections of off-road tracks. With the Cape still enjoying a plentiful wet season, washaways and irrigation humps are abundant in the area. Speed must be instantly reduced to avoid disaster.
That's it. 200 contour. 100 contour. Then again.
Jan and Martin are not the only crew caught by that hump. But as luck would have it, the Golf suffers damage from the nosedive. Unbeknown to the crew, cooling fluid is slowly leaking from a damaged pipe.
across, then keep right. Keep right, keep right. Keep right.
Through a farmyard and down to a spectator point, the Golf shows no sign of damage and is certainly still on the pace.
Sharp right at river. 300, sharp left, over river, then right. 200, caution. 100, sharp left, over river, then right.
Roughly 2 minutes behind the Golf, Hannes Grobler and Douglas Judd tackle stage 1. The Nissan crew hopeful for a good result after a season of disappointments. Water in the Sentra's electronic management system later crippled the car, eventually losing the Nissan crew 11 minutes, pushing them well down the scoreboard. Surviving all the odds and emerging unscathed, Serge Damso and Vito Bonafide power the Toyota Conquest through the stage in a winning time of 15 minutes and 37 seconds, bettering Sarl's time by an amazing 34 seconds. Car number 6 is the leading two-wheel drive Class B Golf of Leon Boerter and Francois Jordan, confident after a third overall in the NGK Mountain Trial just a month ago. Eliseo Miranda and Tony Vilaka Thomas were drawn 7th in the second privately entered Golf Synchro. Because of all the missing cars and a report that Brady Dabner and Graham Stuck had rolled in the stage, the rally paramedics are put on standby. The car cam reveals Habich and Boerter cruising in the stage with the engine close to cooking. The time they've lost is enormous, and the best they can hope for is to get the car out of the stage under its own steam.
Stukje water.
Pas op, water! Water! Water, waar?
Yanni pulls the car off the rally route in search of water and hopeful of getting the Golf to his service crew. While classes A and B suffer with retirements, the Class C pack, led by Peter Altersky and Alan Bissett, remain intact. Schalk and Suberger struggle through the stage with a swamped engine, obviously not running on all available cylinders. The Class D entry looks strong on paper with 9 entries in total. Chart van der Walt and Jaco van der Linde, who lie second in the championship, lead this pack on the road. The Nissan team are obviously disappointed with their time on stage 1. 11 minutes lost so early to the surviving Class A cars literally put Grobler and Judd out of contention.
Ja, ons het deur die water gekop geslaan en ons het so polypropyleen cover langs die kant. Ons slaan net die belt vas.
From conquistador to spectator, Enzo and Johan obviously disappointed at having to make such an early retirement on the NGK Rally. Some 30 minutes behind the leading car, Jan Habich drives the synchro past the stop control out of the stage and out of the rally.
That's that.
The coolant is visibly pouring from the engine compartment, and Jan can only hope that the motor itself has not suffered any lasting damage.
What did it do, Joe? Tear the thread out?
The Class B crew of Leon Boerter and Francois Jordan take extra service time to replace a damaged seal in the Golf's gearbox. Conditions on stage 2 improve, giving the drivers a chance to open up and get the cars going. Sarl has to execute a 2-point turn around one of the tighter switchbacks, a disadvantage the Ford has to endure. The Conquest, on the other hand, has a braking system that locks the back wheels, allowing Serge to swing the tail of the Conquest around the apex before hitting the throttle. Eliseo Miranda has far less experience in the manipulation of a four-wheel drive rally car, and has to suffer the anguish of losing time in front of the crowd. Despite being off the leader's pace, Licio and Tony have what it takes to keep third place intact. With the retirement of Kuhn, Habich and Grobler from Class A, the bright yellow Golf should finish well. Serge and Vito are still very much in control, having won the first two stages and built up almost a 40-second lead. Hannes Grobler and Douglas Judd retire the Nissan Sentra after losing yet more time in stage 2, as Serge Damso and Vito Bonafide depart the service area en route to the 19-kilometre special stage 3. Leon Boerter and Francois Jordan arrive at the service area with a very battered Class B Golf.
What happened there, Leon?
We hit a jump, unmarked jump, and I went into the air and hit a telephone pole. So that's it.
So, as yet more competitors call it a day, the survivors continue into stage 4, with the Sasol Ford Laser still leading the way. Serge has moved up to second position on the road and takes up his place behind Sarel. The NGK Rally draws a huge spectator following, and this despite the muggies that hang over the wheat fields and irritate humans to the nth degree. Various methods of avoidance can be spotted in the crowds, some of which are totally effective, causing the insects to die of laughter. Class C has become a four-way battle between Ottersky and Bissett, Coleman, Etienne Lawrence and Skarken Suberger. Ahead of all the Class C Toyotas and leading Class D are Chadwick and Castley in their 1600cc Golf. With 5 stages completed and 7 still to run, the cars arrive at the Mariesburg regroup for an hour-long break. At the top of the scoreboard, things remain mostly unchanged, the Sting having been taken out of the event on stage 1. For Sarel van der Merwe, South Africa's most decorated motorsportsman, the demand from autograph hunters continues. Sarel seems as casual about this as the event itself.
Well, it's pretty uneventful. It's been fairly rough in places, but we haven't had any problems. And Serge is running away like I expected, so the surprise was all the drama in the first stage, but now I think it's basically all over by the shouting.